Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
That's right. Give Brandon a call. He's got real estate even in this time of real estate scarcity. You heard Diane talk about the pressure on our market, how much competition is out there. Well, Brandon still has real estate opportunities for you. We're going to take a look at a couple of properties right now from the Platinum MVP team. Johnny, our TV producer, is going to throw them up for me. What do you got for me, Johnny? Here in Clearwater, this is a fabulous beachfront penthouse, 1200 Gulf Boulevard in Clearwater. 3-bedroom suite, 2 Gulfside balconies, over 1,100 feet of terrace and a gazebo. It's really beautiful, right on the water. Clearwater opportunity for you, residential, 1200 Gulf Boulevard. Man, that is a good-looking property. What else you got, Johnny? Here's an opportunity in Tampa to build your own dream home. 202 Southwest Shore Boulevard, about 8,100 square feet on a corner lot, right in the South Tampa neighborhood, Grady, Coleman, and Plant school districts, convenient to the West Shore Plazas in walking distance. Really a chance for you to build your own home right there, right down in South Tampa, 202 Southwest Shore Boulevard. Again, Brandon has commercial and residential opportunities for you, even in this time of real estate scarcity. Give him a call, please. We have a sponsor for this segment. It's Discovery Golf Cars. Of course, I see these kids in my neighborhood. They love the golf cart. They're towing each other on skateboards, and they're running all over the place. The parents are driving around at night, walking the dogs. Everyone's got a golf cart these days, so get in touch with Discovery. They are our golf cart expert. Lots of makes and models available. They offer renting or buying it. They'll come out in mobile repair. They'll come right to you and do it. Two locations, Tampa and Clearwater, or you can check them out online at Discovery Golf Cars. Okay, before the break, we talked to Diane VANCE from Fairway Independent Mortgage. Now, in our Salem Media Group studios, we have Linda Ward, the president and CEO of Gulfside Healthcare. She's been on before. How are you doing today, Linda?
Great, James. Nice to see you.
I want to congratulate you for being so great about showing up and always having notes for me.
Our pleasure.
No, Gulfside does a great job in the community. Just tell us a little bit about how the not-for-profit thing works. A lot of people don't realize that you guys are not-for-profit. Talk a little about it.
Right. We are a healthcare organization serving the Tampa Bay market, and we are reimbursed by most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid. However, we are nonprofit because we're mission-oriented, provide a lot of services that are not covered by insurance.
Right. So as you listen to Linda and our special guest, Jemeth, today, and you think you might have a family or a friend or someone that might benefit from their services, please don't hesitate to get in touch with us at the website or Linda directly. This is something that we really feel strongly about. I want you to introduce us to our guest today.
I will. I'm very pleased to introduce you to Jemeth Rosa. And Jemeth is the president and CEO of CARES. And before Jemeth really takes the show on, because I really want the community to hear all about her services, I met Jemeth about 6 years ago. And we were in Pasco County together, and we have very mission-oriented minds serving the community in need. And so we developed a partnership to serve the community together through our organization. So I think you're going to learn a lot about CARES today. So everyone, Jemeth Rosa.
Jemeth Rosa in our Salem Media Group studios. She's president and CEO of CARES. Tell us about it, Jemeth.
Hi, thank you, Linda, for the opportunity for me to be here and talk to your audience about CARES. CARES stands for Community Aging and Retirement Services. We are the lead agency in Pasco County for senior services. And as Gulfside Hospice, we are also a non-for-profit organization with mission-driven to assist the less fortunate and vulnerable seniors in Pasco County, throughout Pasco County, and we cover part of Pinellas County as well.
So, of course, as you're aware, as Floridians, we have a senior population that continues to grow. We have one of the stronger senior populations around the country. So you're going to imagine at some point you're going to need some services. Talk a little bit about what services those are for me, Jemeth.
In Pasco County, we provide in-home care services for the seniors. We have a home care agency as well as Gulfside Hospice, and we do non-care services such as homemaking, personal care, assist the senior with light meal preparation, medication management. We provide respite care for the caregiver that is taking care of their loved one.
That's a critical piece, and Linda has brought that up before, that we often think of the victim, and of course we want to help the victim, but it has an impact family-wide, and the amount of stress that is put on family and caretakers in the family. You guys both provide a service that allows the family to kind of get a little sense of normalcy back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, and that is our mission. Because statistically, caregivers die before the care receiver.
How about that?
And most of the time, that care receiver end up in nursing home placement, or they just died at home with our services or with Gulfside Hospice assistant. And we don't want that.
Right.
We want to preserve the integrity of the caregiver at the same way to provide the services that care receivers need.
You can imagine if you're in that position where you need these services, the idea of leaving home, it's very difficult, I imagine. It's a hurdle for them. They don't like that, and it probably contributes to their decline, I would imagine. It feels as if I'm giving up some of my personal freedoms.
Yeah, and I think the best thing about CARES as well as Gulfside is we want the people that receive our care and service to live in their homes, to die peacefully in their homes,
Right.
to get better in their homes,
Right.
but not have to, as you said, go and live somewhere else and feel like they're part of a institutional kind of provision of care.
So when you, if you're a Pasco County, is it Pasco exclusively?
Pasco and part of Pinellas County.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for a while now. How do the families generally react to your, initially they're excited or they're nervous, apprehensive about letting, because they've been caring for someone they love for a long time, and now they're turning to somebody from the outside?
That is a wonderful question. The good part about CARES and our mission and our experience in the community, all of our case managers, nurses, and home care aides are fully trained to deal with that denier, with that stop that the caregivers put in, right from the get-go. They will say, no, I don't need the services. I don't want a stranger in my house. I don't want this. I don't want that.
Right.
We go around that and we explain to the caregiver, the family, and the care receiver, the client, we explain to them the reason why we are there and what benefits we had to bring to their home, to their environment.
I imagine sometimes you folks have to help the convincing of the patient. I'm sure the family has decided it's in their best interest to bring you guys on, and perhaps the patient is saying, "No, I'm still kicking. There's nothing wrong with me. I don't need the service." Have you ever had to cross that bridge where you have to work with a family that's trying to help someone who's reluctant to admit that perhaps this is time?
Absolutely, all the time we encounter those cases more than often. And then at that point, it is when we discuss the available resources for the client, and we say these services are not for you. Technically, these services are to assist your caregiver.
Right.
You love your caregiver. We are here not only for you. We are here
Right.
for your love, for your caregiver. And when we confronted them with that scenario, it is when they really think, oh,
Right.
it is not for me. It is for the whole family.
You can see the compassionate side of these folks here in our Salem Media Group studios. Both of you guys have to find team members who feel the same way you did. You mentioned mission-oriented. Talk a little about finding the people that work for you.
Again, you don't do this job or you don't go to your office every day because of the paycheck that you get every 2 weeks. No, there is no money that can pay what we do day in, day out. And that is the culture that we try to impose in the people that we hire. The homemakers, the CNAs, the home health aides that assist these people, the center managers, because we also have adult daycares for the seniors.
Okay.
We have 2 locations, one in Newport Richie and the other one in Day City. It is to have that loving, caring compassion and share that with the clients that we have. And again, at the end, they are part of that family.
Right.
We are part of that family when we enter their homes.
I know every time you guys, especially Linda comes on, she has something that sticks with me. The ceremony for veterans that you guys do. Can you just mention that? We got about 2 minutes, just a little bit.
Sure. We have a program called We Honor Veterans, and it's still, when I talk about it, I cry as well, because so many people who come onto hospice care are veterans, and many of wars that were not highly recognized. For instance, the Vietnam War, and the first veteran the veteran pinning that I attended was a Vietnam War veteran who never was thanked for his service. Half of his face was gone. He was alone. He, lost his wife and was living in an assisted living facility. And when he came to our hospice care center and was surrounded by not only our clinicians but war veterans that provided him with the flag and a
Right.
pinning and all of that, he felt so special, and we all thanked him for his service. And he said, "You're the first ones that ever did that for me."
Wow, that is something special. I want you guys to consider that out there. Again, that's Linda Ward, Gulfside Healthcare Services, and Jemeth Rosa here from CARES. These folks are doing real compassionate work. We're going to take a break here coming up. Before the break, I just wanted to get you both talk a little bit about how to get in touch with you. Is there a particular website or something, the best way to reach you?
Yes, for CARES, www.caresfl for Florida.org.
Okay.
And also we have a Facebook page, It is the same thing, www.facebook.com/CaresFR
Okay,
for Florida.
so we're going to learn more from Linda and Jemeth when we come back from the break. And don't forget about our feel-good story for you. A woman with special needs wanted to be a cook. This restaurant in West Virginia said, okay, we're going to fix the restaurant so we can do that. Come back, a really great story about this young girl and her quest to become a cook at this restaurant. I think you'll be inspired by that. Of course, don't go anywhere. The Consumer Quarterback Show has lots of advice for you. Great sponsors, great partners. This is the Consumer Quarterback.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Alrighty, in that case, everyone, please stand by.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
That's right, consumerqb.com, a great resource for you. That's where you can find out all our partners. You can check out some of them, their business locations, websites, and whatnot. But don't forget about our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search the Consumer Quarterback. You can watch the show. You can see individual clips from all our partners, get to know our experts. So when you're listening on AM 860 every day, I know her. I watched her on YouTube. And, of course, we have lots of properties for you as well because Brandon owns the Platinum MVP team. He's a Keller Williams agent. And even in this time of real estate scarcity, we're going to take a look at a few of them right now. What do you got for me, Johnny? In Pinellas, here's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,770 square feet, 117 14th Bel Air Beach in Pinellas. It's got a gourmet kitchen, and it's got a Jetta Air bathtub, and a covered lanai minutes from Bel Air beaches. So if you want to get down to the beach in Pinellas, give Brandon a call. He's got an opportunity for you, 4-3 at 117 14th Bel Air Beach. What else, Johnny? Here's one in Largo. He's got over an acre of land in Largo. So if you want to build in Pinellas, get in touch with Brandon at 11724 132nd Ave in Largo. The property is currently rented. It's got 2 structures, a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, and a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. So it's ready for renting, ready, perfect for builders, developers, or entrepreneurs. Minutes from Clearwater Beach. Again, Brandon has a great chance for you to build your dream home in Largo. Get in touch with him and the Platinum MVP team. Our sponsor for this segment is Replenish IV Solutions. Really great business. Everyone wants to make sure their immune system is working at optimum levels these days. Well, these folks can come directly to you and give you an energetic hydration and replenishing IV right into your arm there at your business or at your home. They'll do both. So you can come see them or they'll come see you. Great sponsor for the program, Replenish IV Solutions. Okay, before the break, Jemeth was explaining a little bit about CARES, and we were all learning about CARES and what they offer. And I forgot to ask you about how people pay for this kind of thing because you are not-for-profit as well.
Yes, as a not-for-profit, we also count a lot on donations, private donations, corporate partnerships, state and federal grants. And for those subsidized programs, the clients do not have to pay for the federal programs. For the state programs, there is a co-payment for services, and it is based on income. A person making $740 Social Security a month, the co-payment going to be $1.
Okay.
So these are services. It is not when we say co-payment that is going to be half of their income. It is not like that. It is very low 1% of their monthly Social Security for the client alone, not for the whole family.
I understand.
And we also get, as I mentioned before, donations, and 100% of the donations that CARE received from individuals or from the fundraising activities that we do, they all go towards services to the seniors. We serve over 2,000 seniors a year, and we have over 3,000 on the waiting list because funding is not available to take care of them in Pasco County.
What a great program. As you can see, they're doing compassionate work and really could use your help. I like the idea of the corporate partnership. If you're a business owner out there and you think you want to get involved, talk about that. How does that work exactly?
The corporate partnership, we have partners that pay $2,000, and in return, CARES will advertise their business, their corporation, in our marketing material for a whole year. And we also have 2 enrichment centers, one in Hudson, Florida, and the other one is in Newport Richey. And for those, we give them the opportunity to use those centers for their meetings or for any events that they might have.
And of course, as a private citizen, you're welcome to make a donation, I imagine.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And we count every penny, every dollar that comes to CARES, we can double that up. And because we can request grants that sometimes they can match dollar for dollar. And most of the federal grants, it is dollar for dollar matching. And those donations, we take it for that. So $1 that you donate, CARES will make it into 2.
And that's critical for you guys to function. Is that right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now with COVID, the only thing that it was open during the entire pandemic, and we still with the pandemic, but was our senior free health clinic. And that is the best kept secret that we have in Pasco County.
Free clinic?
It is a free clinic for those seniors ages 55 through 64 that they are not eligible yet for Medicare, and they don't have health insurance.
That segment's growing and growing.
Oh my God, it is really bad out there. So we see them, and so far this year we have served 1,200 patients, and we are saving lives. When I say saving lives, our 7 volunteer doctors and 7 volunteer nurses, day in and day out are doing diagnostic testing, and last month we found 4 cases of individuals with cancer, and we were able to send them to the hospital and find pro bono medical care from the hospital, and they are getting the treatment needed. But without our free clinic, those individuals will go without services, because once you go to the emergency room, and if you are not in a chronic condition, they will not going to keep you. They will discharge you to the community to go a doctor. In our case, we had the doctors, they diagnose, and they put them then in the hospital and for long-term care of their medical need.
What a great program. You can imagine out there at a certain age, you are feeling very isolated and you're worried, the anxiety over these kind of things. And if you don't have the resources, she mentioned insurance, more and more folks are lacking insurance out there. I'm sure you see the same thing. When people come in and they feel like this isn't for me, well, I imagine when they hear it's free, that must make the world of difference for them. You know, that whole idea. And as you said, you diagnosed 7 people who didn't know that they had cancer.
That they had cancer, and they went to us, and we are the blessing for them for that day. And interested enough, it hurt us so bad when we have that homeless person that go and get our medical care, and then they come up and give us the only dollar that they have in their pocket as a donation.
It's amazing. It's beautiful, and it's also, like you said, it's tragic that we're in a position sometimes that we have to go this way. I want to ask you about the impact of COVID-19, and you have the free clinic. How did that process work, and how did you guys get involved?
Okay, having the volunteer doctors there and the nurses, they didn't stop caring for the people that were sick, and more so these vulnerable seniors that I'm talking about in that age.
This population is very vulnerable.
It is. And remember, when COVID started, the most vulnerable segment of our population was the seniors that they were dying in hospitals, nursing homes, assisted living facility. So we didn't close our doors. We kept providing care, we kept providing services, and we were able to start vaccinating seniors in Pasco County. When nobody had the vaccines, we were able to start vaccinating seniors in Pasco County on January 19. Just right from the get-go, we were able to have seniors go to our clinic every Friday, and they will get the vaccine over there. Within 3 months, we vaccinated over 2,200 seniors, and we continue to vaccinate them as they come or provide the testing for COVID.
I want to say thank you just for me as a citizen around the Bay Area for helping, do your part, because the vaccination, I'm not even interested in the debate about it, but you can imagine if you're a senior, if you're in that vulnerable population, the anxiety that you feel over this thing out there, it's nice to know that at least you guys provide that so that they can have that relief when they're not worried that this thing is going to come after them so soon.
Oh, yes. We had cards. We have sticky notes left at our doors. We have flowers, that somebody cut from their garden and brought it to our door and left it there with a thank you card. Thank you because my anxiety is gone. Right. And we saw that. It was people trying to call and be on the waiting list and wait hours and days to register. A person that never had a computer had to set up an appointment in a computer to go and get vaccinated. We did everything in person, and we touch lives that way.
Boy, I've not even considered the fact that there's administrative paperwork for folks at an advanced age, and all of a sudden they've got to file different things insurance-wise. Linda, how do you guys handle that kind of stuff?
It's very complex. We're fortunate enough to have what's called patient and family ambassadors. We help them navigate through the healthcare system because it is just so crazy. I've been in healthcare for 36 years, but when my mother, who was 89, was going through all of her healthcare needs, my ability to navigate through everything she needed was challenged.
Right.
And so think about a senior living alone who's trying to get the help and the care and understand how things worked. And Medicare managed care is not the same as straight Medicare. And so we decided to invest monies in staff that can do that for families and patients when they come on our services. Just because it's another level of anxiety.
I'm sure it's incredibly valuable because I'm only in my 50s, and the prospect of going online and going through all the forms and knowing what decisions I'm making about my health are going to affect me as directly as anything I could do. Man, there's a little pressure involved in that kind of thing.
Oh, definitely. So as a frontline provider, worker, I started doing that in the computer in late December, when the vaccines became available. I spent 3 days trying to register myself for the vaccine to the point that I am like, and trust me, I work in computers every day. I was like, I cannot do this. So I put myself in the shoes of the seniors out there. Right. And that's why I was successful in getting the Florida Department of Health and the Pasco Health Department to partner with them and say, this is what we are doing and we want to do it, and we want to provide this vaccine to this vulnerable population. And we were able and successful in doing so.
Man, again, thanks so much for doing that. I feel like on behalf of our senior population, and again, we're in Florida, so there's going to be a ton more coming. That's the generations pushing forward. There's going to be more and more needs for you guys out there. Talk about if you were a young person and you wanted to get into this field, or you were looking into, would it be nursing, or how would you approach this kind of thing?
Okay, for us, we are hiring homemakers to clean the homes. We are hiring certified nursing assistant. Nurses, licensed practical nurses. For the doctors, they need to be volunteers at the clinic. The nurses are volunteers too, but in our home care agency, we have positions available all the time for CNAs, for homemakers, and for nurses.
So it's, as much as it's medical, there's also lots of other places you can get involved. I remember, Lindy, when you came on Gulf, told us about the thrift shops, some of the donations that folks can do. Talk a little bit about some of the auxiliary stuff besides the healthcare that you guys do.
Yeah, we do. We have 5 thrift shops that serve Pasco County, and now we're going to be opening one in Pinellas County. And so there's lots of opportunities for not only paid staff but volunteers. And, cashiers, managers.
And donations. If your folks are out there and you have stuff, what kind of things would be good to donate? Clothing,
old records, books, appliances, TVs, furniture, china.
Anything work, Gemma, anything of value for you donation-wise from the community?
Donation, technically money, because we don't have a thrift store. We share when we have a donation of items. Right. we send them to
Talk
Gulfside
about that. You guys
Hospice.
work together, huh?
Oh, yes, we work together. We share our piece of bread.
Yes, and if Jemith is hosting a really special event, we'll sponsor her event.
Yes.
So it's really it's a joint effort because we know who are the recipients of the services that each of us provide. What was really great during the whole vaccines, we were also awarded about 350 vaccines through the Department of Health. And our coalition, but Jemith's organization had an ongoing abundance of, I think, 100 a week.
After 150.
Yeah, after the big first surge. We had a volunteer who was 98 years old who could not get the vaccine, and her husband needed one. And I called Jemith and I said, "Is there any way?" And she said, "Absolutely." And they took good care of him. So these are the things that we do for each other.
Some success stories, huh?
Yeah. And from the beginning, when Linda and I met, I know hospice care. My father went through hospice, so did my mother in the island in Puerto Rico. So I had great experience with hospice. So hospice, and one time I was talking to Linda. Linda said, I say, "What is the purpose? What is the mission or the vision of Gulfside Hospice?" And she said, "Well, we assist people die with dignity." So guess what? CARES assist people to live with dignity. So we are the perfect
there you go.
The perfect match in here because we assist them until we cannot take care of them anymore. Then we refer them to die with dignity with Gulfside Hospice.
Well, I want to thank you both for doing this work. I mean, this is invaluable and something everyone in our community wants to say thank you for. And certainly any opportunities for volunteers and donations, we want to encourage that. We're going to take a break. I'm going to come back. Don't forget, we got more with Linda and Jemith coming up. I got a feel-good story for you. I wanted to tell you more about it. This young lady, she wanted to be a cook. This restaurant said, well, even though you have special needs, we're going to fix the restaurant so you can do that. Come back. It's a great story. I want you to hear all about it. And, of course, we've got some more for you. Sponsors, more of our partners, more of everything. This is the Consumer Quarterback.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is Diane VANCE with Fairway Independent Mortgage, a member of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Please give me a call for any of your mortgage needs. We do all sorts of loans. If you would like information on a mortgage, you can text me or call me at 727-647-8199. I will take care of all your mortgage needs. Go to my website at dianevance.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the real estate quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. We are in a low inventory market, so any of our listeners are homeowners and would like a free comparable market analysis or a 2.5% listing, we will honor this for the first 3 listeners who call or text in 813-773-1253. Free CMA and a 2.5% real estate listing at 813-773-1253.
Check out consumerqb.com. Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
That's right. Give Brandon a call if you want to hear anything about the properties that we pitch here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, or you want to get in touch with our sponsors or some of our great partners. And again, I'm telling you to go to YouTube and check out the Consumer Quarterback Show. We've got all kinds of clips and videos for you. We're doing so much to get the show out there. Of course, we're in drive time every day, AM 860. We're on Sundays, 102.5 FM every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. And, of course, again, the YouTube channel. And we're streaming the show live as well. So you've got many opportunities to check it out. And we certainly think there's value in the Consumer Quarterback Show. One of the things we like about it is the feel-good story. When I came on board, Brandon said, we want to make sure we inject a little positivity. There's a lot of negative stuff out there in the news. Tell me something good, and we're going to do that for you today. Again, I mentioned a woman with special needs. She wanted to be a cook, and this restaurant where she worked, and so they modified it. I'm going to tell you about it. A restaurant in West Virginia being celebrated for hiring employees with special needs. Jordan's Deli in Falling Waters is a special kind of eatery that supports special needs employment. A recent Facebook post, the restaurant posted photos of the new bench they built for an employee named Angelina who desired to be a cook. They said, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And when one of your best employees comes to you and says that in spite of all the obstacles, they want to be a cook, you find a way to make that happen. You move a couple of pieces of equipment around so she can reach. You take some wood and screws and the skills of a local craftsman to build her a perch. You step back and watch her live out her dream. Angelina Rubens, nothing better, they said. So according to the restaurant's website, the employees with special needs receive the same treatment as everyone else. Our special friends work in an environment of complete inclusion, equal pay, equal job responsibilities. Their work provides a true benefit, and we are stronger because of their contributions. So that's a story I wanted to share with you today. If you think you can't do it, you never know if you can till you try. So I want you to encourage everyone out there to give it a try. Whether you have special needs or not, there may be an opportunity for you to live out your dream. All right, before the break, Jemeth and Linda were sharing some of the stuff about what they do. And I want to thank you guys both for being so compassionate and doing the work that a lot of us, it's so hard for us to put our heads in that space sometimes. You don't want to think about that kind of thing. Tell us a little bit, just our closing, we've got a couple of minutes left. Anyone you want to mention that works for you, that does a great job, or anyone that you want to call out as saying, boy, they're really helpful in this process?
I have a team of heroes, from the maintenance guy all the way up to the CFO and so on. Everybody's a hero. And just they are the housekeeper that put all the pieces together.
That's right.
And just for them to be out there, and as I mentioned before, we didn't close down during the entire pandemic. These homemakers and CNAs were there day in, day out, assisting our clients. And all of them, it is that from the volunteer that answered the telephone to, again, through the CEO, everybody there is a hero.
Linda, same thing. You've got all different folks doing all different kinds of things. Anyone in particular that you've got working in the facility, outside the facility, and in the thrift shops as well?
Yeah, and in their homes, we serve 1,000 patients a day, and most live in their homes. Our clinicians that run our care centers as well, like Jemeth and her team, we never stopped. And here we go again. And, yesterday having to roll back in CDC guidelines and putting those N95s back on, receiving COVID patients in our care centers going into the home. It doesn't faze them because that's why they're in healthcare. That's why they serve people in need. So all the wonderful clinicians out, not just in our organizations, people who take care of people, they are heroes for sure.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. You talked about this resurgence or whatever. Are you guys in better position now? You feel like you got some traction? You're ready to take this on in case it goes the way it may?
Absolutely. A lot of lessons learned from the beginning of the COVID from last year. We are more prepared now. What we have done it is for those clients that stopped services because they are not sure that they want a stranger in their home providing care. We have developed this telephone reassurance. It is a telephone call that person gets every morning to check on that person and say, are you okay? Do you need anything? Grocery shopping. We are doing grocery shopping for them now.
Right.
We are doing companionship. We are even feeding their pets. We are sending pet food to their home so they don't have to share their meal with the pets.
Wow.
That is a compassion.
Linda, you guys had a telemedicine aspect as well, right?
We do, and the governor just extended the emergency protocol for 90 more days. So all of our telehealth that is done through FaceTime or electronic video, our physicians, nurse practitioners, even some of our nurses, especially with our palliative care program, we've got about 250 people in their homes that aren't coming to our clinics. We reach them and we're reaching out for them. So the telehealth makes a huge difference.
Yeah, I could imagine they have a lot of questions and anxiety, as we mentioned, and the ability to reassure them without having to send a person exactly to them must be huge.
Yeah, and they love it.
They love it. And the telephone call in the morning, if the volunteer making that phone call is a minute late, then they are questioning why the volunteer is not calling me. When the volunteer calls, why it took you so long?
Right. See, you've made a bond already.
Yes.
That's a critical piece of this, right? We put these folks at ease, not just providing care, but giving them some compassion that we talked about.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And for the caregivers, we need to remind them that they are not alone. We are there to assist them in any possible way that we can.
Yeah, I imagine this COVID thing became really tough on a lot of healthcare workers.
Oh, yeah. And people who receive care, they're already living alone and they're really isolated. So, yeah, I think it's...
So you guys have any events coming up anyways? I want to make sure our audience has any fundraising or volunteer opportunities for donation. Could you just mention again how they can do that?
Okay, yes. We have 2 events coming up very soon. In October 17 and 18, we have this beach charity event. It is local artists from Pasco County. They paint Adirondack chairs, and we then auction them off at the beach at the Sunwest Park in Pasco County. And on November 10, we had the Rise and Shine breakfast. And this is for everybody. We have a $1,000 corporate sponsorship available, so people can call us. And please go to our website because we have all the information in there for all the events that we have.
And that's www.
CARES.
CARES.
FL.org.
FL.org. Okay. Linda, what about you? Any events coming up or anything you want to mention?
We do. We have a few events coming up. Just go to Gulfside.org. There's a lot going on. And just my last parting note would be if you're alone and you need help, just call us. 800-561-4883. Go on the website. Just give us a call. Between Gulfside and CARES, we'll get you set up with something.
I love the idea of the call, like you said, every day. It kind of gives you that idea that, hey, you're in a routine. You're not, like you said, you're not alone. You got this person you know is going to call.
Yes.
What a good idea. We used to do that with athletes as well. Of course, they were in trouble. We were getting into trouble, so we were letting them know we were checking on them. But I love that idea of reaching out every day.
Yeah, the idea came from the pen pal. Remember when you were in college?
Oh, yeah, pen pals, right.
So we say now it is not a pen pals anymore. It is telephone reassurance. We need to call these people, and that's what we do. And we give them a block of time in the morning to expect our phone call.
Thank you, girls, so much for coming in. I want to say thank you to CARES program and Gulfside Healthcare Services for all they do. Again, we try to support as many not-for-profit businesses as we can on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We try to provide some value to folks out there, and one of the ways you can respond to the Consumer Quarterback Show is by getting in touch with these ladies. Donate, volunteer, get involved, do something kind for somebody else. As we always say on the show, commit a random act of kindness. I want to thank these ladies for coming in. I want to thank Diane VANCE for being on the show today, and I want to thank Brandon for giving me the opportunity to sit in his chair. Thanks so much. Check out the Consumer Quarterback Show.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.